Hello, welcome back to all my current viewers, and welcome if you're a new viewer to the channel. Today we're going to talk about myths versus facts, and many people believe that retired racing greyhounds need a lot of exercise, but that is not true, and that is what we're going to talk about today. As you can see from these first few shots that I've included in the video, most greyhounds sleep a lot, for about 20 hours a day. And here you can see Fairy in her very favourite position, sleeping on the sofa. Greyhounds really enjoy a lazy lifestyle. The general advice is that they only require about two 20-minute walks a day. But it's best to judge your own dog as an individual and go by their needs. Some greyhounds will want longer walks than others. Greyhounds are low energy dogs, and they make great apartment dogs because they can be kept in a small area. They're great for older people also due to their low energy level. Greyhounds are bred for speed. They're used to running short distances very quickly. A greyhound race will only be a couple of minutes long, so they don't have a lot of stamina for doing longer distances, especially not at speed. I know some greyhounds who just stop and refuse to walk after about 10 minutes. Fairy's not like that at all. She will go for hours. She's equally happy with a couple of 20-minute walks a day, or when we go to Wales, she'll keep going for 5 or 6 hours, dragging me along, full of energy still, so every greyhound is different. Fairy really doesn't like getting up in the mornings, as you'll see in the next clip. Very difficult and takes a while to get Fairy up, especially if it's early. She doesn't like getting up before 7:30.
I'm getting up. I'm getting up. Time to get up, baby. Come on. Come on. Up, up, up. Up, up. Come on. Come on. Up, up. Hurry up. Up. Come on. Come on.
Eventually, after lots of coaxing, Fairy gets up and does lots of stretches. She takes a while getting moving in the mornings. We get her pyjamas off. She has lots of stretches, and she just stands around at the top of the stairs for a while before making her way down. Greyhounds do like to stretch a lot. She's often in the downward dog position, stretching her back muscles.
Ready to go downstairs? Oh, big stretch.
On a normal weekday, I get Fairy up early at 6 to 6:30 in the morning, which she doesn't like, and we get into the van where she sleeps some more. And we travel to school because Fairy is a school therapy dog and I'm a teacher and she comes to work with me. So when we arrive at school in the morning, the first thing she likes to do is have a 5-minute play with the balls in the classroom.
Here we go.
You can hear her little growls of excitement, which she always does when she's playing with balls. She's killed quite a lot of school balls, puncturing them with her teeth and making them flat. She plays like this for 5 or 10 minutes in the morning, and that is it. Then she has a drink from her bowl in the sink, and then usually she will just lay down and sleep. And she sleeps for most of the day in the head teacher's office at school. Like I said, greyhounds sleep for about 20 hours a day. So other than a few quick visits from children that need to work with her or read to her, Fairy is asleep most of the day at school. Fairy goes for a quick toilet break in the mornings for about 5-10 minutes. She goes for about a 20-minute walk at lunchtime at school. And then when we get home, we go for about half an hour, 40 minutes out around the lanes or the fields around our house, where Fairy loves to look for squirrels up trees. You can see how alert she is. Her ears are always pricked on walks. Fairy is not a very lazy greyhound. She will walk for hours. But some greyhounds you see, they just plod along with their heads down, their ears back, and those greyhounds probably don't need much walking at all. Like some greyhounds, a couple of 20-minute walks is plenty. Fairy will be fine on a couple of 20-minute walks, and a lot of the days she does only get
Fairy,
two
Fairy.
20-minute walks. But other days, when I'm off or at weekends, she'll walk for hours quite happily. But again, it's up to you and it's up to your individual dog. As soon as we get back from a walk, Fairy is straight into her bed, curling up, and she paws the bed and pats it down like a cat does to make it comfortable before she lays in it, which is, I'm not sure if it's a greyhound thing. I don't know if other dogs do that. Once or twice a week, I try and take Fairy to either the local beach or a secure dog field, somewhere she can have a run off the lead. She absolutely loves to run in circles, flat out, sprinting, like she was bred to do. Some greyhounds, because of their racing injuries, can't run off the lead at full speed for the rest of their lives because they've injured themselves and it would just aggravate their injury. Fairy's injury doesn't cause her problems at the moment. I'm hoping she won't get arthritis later in life because she did have a front paw wrist injury. But whenever she runs, she seems fine. And I think it's good for her to be able to get rid of that energy once or twice a week and have a good sprint. But she doesn't need this every day. Most greyhounds don't run off the lead. A lot of people keep them on the lead all the time, and they're fine with just a walk. As well as being very lazy dogs, sleeping a lot, they are also very cuddly, very affectionate, and they do love attention. You can see every time I stop stroking Fairy, she either paws me or she whines to get me to keep stroking her.
Of Scotland. Accumulation is really melting out right now. And it can be largely dry, I think, cold and sunshine across the central and southern parts of the country. The chance of some more widespread snow developing across central and southern areas around the middle part of the week, so stay tuned for forecast and uncertainty on this.
The day's most important.
I'm not sure I've actually said this before. I can't.
A symbol of friendship to some and of diplomacy to others.
Greyhounds are known for something called roaching, which is here where they lay on their backs with their legs in the air and they will just stay like that. Doesn't look very comfortable, but obviously Fairy thinks it is. They also roll around on their backs, kicking their legs around in the air. You can see the amount of sofa that Fairy takes up, pretty much the whole sofa once she's stretched her legs out like this. She's very long, so I have to squash on the end while she stretches out like the princess she is and has the whole sofa to herself. Greyhounds are very, very easy dogs, though, to have around the house. You don't really know Fairy's there most of the time. She doesn't get under my feet. She doesn't follow me around. She just lays on the sofa, other than when she's out for walks. Greyhounds do like to be kept warm when they're sleeping. You can tell if they're the right temperature by feeling their ears. If their ears are cold, they are cold. So Fairy's often wrapped up in a blanket or wearing a coat or pyjamas when she's indoors, if it's not very warm. And then she'll just snooze for hours. And they do make the funniest faces when they're asleep and they've got their mouths open and their teeth hanging out. Fairy snores, she dreams, and her nose quivers in her sleep. It's very cute to watch. Comfy there, Fairy? With your head on my cushions? Made a nice mess of the sofa as well. You can take Fairy anywhere. This is her sleeping in a pub. She just lays down and sleeps. Here she is, snuggled up in lots of blankets on the sofa. This was another of her beach trips where she is having her 5 minutes of zoomies, and they will do this a lot. Greyhounds, they spin around in circles, jump about, bounce about. It lasts about 5 minutes, and then they've worn themselves out and they're ready to sleep again. But for a dog that doesn't need a lot of exercise, Fairy has had some amazing adventures. We go on some lovely walks. We've walked by rivers, waterfalls, mountains, and Fairy has a very full, exciting life. She absolutely loves going on camping trips in the camper van because she gets to sleep on the double bed and she finds it really cosy and has lots and lots of fun on our camping trips. She's as good as gold and a pleasure to take away. Greyhounds are such easy dogs. There's so many greyhounds needing homes, literally thousands. So if you're thinking of getting a dog, adopt, don't shop. There's too many dogs that really are in need of homes without people breeding more. And greyhounds are such amazing dogs to have. So I wish more people would adopt greyhounds and see what amazing dogs they are. Here's a few still shots of Fairy doing what she loves most, sleeping. Thanks again for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thanks for all your lovely comments. I love reading them. Here's some videos you might like to watch next. Don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't yet subscribed and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of our videos.